Come on, Richard. It's a fight to the death right now.
We're fighting over one bedded too.
Oh, he's going for yours.
Yep. That time.
Welcome. This is the tournament from Bass Nation's Conchas Lake, New Mexico, and this is how we got off. So this was our second stop at Bass Nation's for New Mexico. First one was at Possum Kingdom over in Texas. I don't have a video on that, and this is why.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
Yeah, a lot of thunder and lightning. So it was wet, couldn't keep cameras running. Have a few fish catches out of that, not much. Didn't do all that well in there either. And it was tough on everybody. We were all soaked to the bone. I wasn't paying attention on recording. This was a fun tournament as far as fish catches go. What we found during practice is they're on beds. You can see right here.
Oh, he's got it again. Got him that time.
Net?
Yeah. I don't bolt flip on a drop shot. Oh, don't go in the tree.
Oh, that's a nice one.
That's a definite keeper. 2-pounder. Oh, got another one. Look at him swim. Look at that go. Look at it go. Oh, that's a keeper too. Shit.
We start figuring out these bass are on beds. And it's just the smallmouth. The water temp was 57 degrees. It wasn't as hot. Largemouth weren't on beds, just the smallmouth, but they were on beds all along these walls off the main lake. With all these being 2-pound fish, we caught some good ones in practice. Couldn't get on the bigger fish. So you can see in these next few clips right here, we're running around looking at the main channel of the banks. We're almost able to call our shots on bedfish. They were bedding just past the color line. It's that section where you can't see in the water. You know, you can see the ground and then it just kind of fades out. They were right on the edge of the section of where they were bedding, which is typical with smallmouth. So we had 5-6 foot visibility through the majority of the lake, and these smallmouth were in 5 to 6 foot of water, always right on that color line. There was a few shallow ones we got into, but the majority were down pretty deep. And what we found was they were bedding up against structure. I could cast it in the color line if I saw a rock there or something and just knew where the fish were. Just throwing a drop shot, I could catch fish all day long. We're sitting here going along. We're catching some good fish.
Big?
Bigger. Nice. Whoa, big.
So as we're sitting here going through catching these fish, we really can't figure out a size difference. So size limit on this lake in particular is 14 inches. And we're catching a lot of 14, 15 inch fish. Got a few 16 inch fish, but they weren't really anything heavier. We decided to go up to this dirty water up here to try to find largemouth, and that's where we ended up heading, was to go up north of the lake. Water got more dirty. We're talking 6 inches of visibility. It's not like a color stain from algae, it was just dirty. So we're going down, finding the wood and stuff with the largemouth. You can see, like, we started getting bit on largemouth. This little guy right here, I feel sorry for him. He hit it so hard. I thought he was big. I sent him to the moon.
Sorry.
So that little guy I sent to the moon. Right after him, I got another one. Little guy, sent him to the moon.
Sorry for that little largemouth. I sent his ass to the moon.
Did you just do it again?
But he was slightly on the larger side, so I figured Okay, they're not all the way back. Little ones are back there, but they're not all the way back. So we start moving out of this creek arm and headed back towards the main lake. And we get into some better fish in this dirty water right here.
Obviously, like the meat just like big. You need the net? Oh yeah. Oh, it's big. It's in that tree. He's in the tree though.
Pull the tree up. Oh, there you go.
So we're getting into these better fish right here. Decent sized largemouth. We're feeling like we have a game plan put together. We've caught some big fish, caught some small fish, but up there we're getting into the largemouth. We figured that's what we need to win because all the smallmouth were sitting at about 2 pounds. We're hoping for, 2.5, maybe 3 pound bass up there, or one good 4 pound kicker. That's what we needed. So we're running through this dirty water trying to find it. We did find some good ones back in there, and we now, after catching all these fish, we had a game plan going into the next day. But the next day was gonna be really, really, really windy. In the afternoon, it was gonna get super windy. I wanted to hit the bedfish first. I figured I could get a limit in about an hour, but the wind was a bit picked up. I didn't get a limit until about 8:30, so it took probably 45 minutes longer than I thought to get a limit because a lot of the bed's blown out. You couldn't see the structure. It clouded up a little bit more. Where they have bedded was even deeper beyond that color line that you could see. So you were just trying to figure out where the rocks were and where the bed would be, so you didn't really have like an exact spot to cast. So the wind was just churning up everything, made the water a bit dirtier. We proceeded catching these fish.
Net.
Net?
Well,
Here.
got it. Net.
It's about 10 o'clock right now. We've upgraded a few times and we're figuring we're gonna go up to the lake. But there's this one large flat. This lake's been down for years. Just to give some context, this lake's been down for years. So there's one large flat that is underwater now, and there's a lot of trees and stuff. So we decided to go into there. The wind is blowing 40 miles an hour. And it was rough. Dropped power poles and we just started dragging. I dragged a power shot with a creature bait on the back of it, just being able to get it through all these twigs. Hooked up on a few nice largemouth right here.
And I was like, oh wait. Net? I'm coming.
So after getting onto these largemouth, we caught a few, but the problem is, once again, they're all 2.25 pounds maybe. They didn't even upgrade some of our smallmouth where we're going up. We had off of the beds. We're just not having the best of time getting the upgrades in this area. We did catch some largemouth in there. I did upgrade on 2 of them. It was good, but it just wasn't what I needed to win or place real well. So we decided to go back up into that dirtier water. And we were catching smallmouth. The largemouth disappeared. The smallmouth moved up. I don't know why, but they were nice smallmouth. 16 inches, 15, 16 inch smallmouth, but they were few and far between. But they were good size up there. Caught these few out of the bushes.
I have. I'm coming.
Had it right around 11 pounds. Ended up weighing 1097, what I thought I had. The winning weight was like 13.5 with the 4-pound kicker. So if I would have had half a pound more and did 11.5 pounds, I would have been in, I'd have to look at it, but probably would have been in around 3rd place. About where I would have ended up with just a half pound more. So the wind really hit us. We were trying to go through it. I mean, you can see in like this video right here, the wind's just absolutely gusting. There's a lot of people that troll for walleye, and in those sticks and stuff, they'll troll, they'll get hung up, and they snap their line, they leave, you know, out 50, 60 yards of line. I get caught on the line, it's windy. It was not a very pleasant place to fish with that wind. I ended up in 12th place. Co-angler, he ended up in 13th or 14th place. Our game plan for the next part of the day was we're gonna really try to focus on the southern part of the lake, because the northern part of the lake we weren't finding any big fish, so we went down to the southern part of the lake towards the dam and actually it was past the dam out into the open flats. When I've gone there before, that's where I've gone to catch largemouth. We went there, we fished around, and we only ended up catching smallmouth.
Net. Net.
Surprise, Conchas is full of smallmouth. Didn't get anything big down there. It wasn't really good, so we headed up towards the dam. There's this cut right by where the dam's at. It's a community hole. Everybody goes in there and fishes in there. Figured I'd just hit it, see if anybody missed anything. Ended up catching 12 keepers in that little community hole off beds. Everybody was fishing too deep. I tried the live scope game for probably 2 hours while on practice. Smallmouth were up shallow and the largemouth were sitting so tight to structure, and there was so much flooded structure you couldn't do it. And the only single roamers that I ever found running around were crappie. Caught a few big crappie running around, just solos running around in the backs of these creeks. There was nothing. So there's no roaming big bass anywhere around. We go around, we catch into a limit in there, and so we decide, you know, they're on beds starting at the dam, so we're gonna go up and hit this sheer wall and hopefully, you know, pick up something better. Go down the wall, we're catching more, not upgrading as much as I would like to, and when I do upgrade, I have to use a balance beam to tell the difference between the fish. They're all cookie cutter size. Go along that wall, we catch some more bedfish, and then we get into this bedfish right here. It's just sitting there and we're just, you know, not getting on anything bigger, so we decided to just, you know, duel it out, see who catches it first.
Watch. Look, I'll drop right on him.
Let's see who can catch it.
See him right there? Oh, he's a keeper. He's 100% a keeper. You go get him first?
Oh, no, no, no. He just swiped on mine.
Yeah, he's on bed. He's got somebody's.
Ow! Come on, Richard. It's a fight to the death right now.
We're fighting over one bedded fish.
Oh, he's going for yours.
Got him that time.
We caught that fish. That fish didn't upgrade. It was a keeper. It was 14 1/4, something like that. So we ended up continuing along that line. Then Earl rolled by. Earl rolled by and was talking about he had 4, he needed 1 more, and he wasn't on the best of luck. So we take him to that bedfish we just caught. And these fish were so locked onto beds that once you found it, you could sit your boat over the top of it like you saw in my clip and catch it. I mean, they were so aggressive, so locked down, they wouldn't move. Took Earl down there and showed him where that fish is at so he could catch it and get hit out his limit. After Earl caught his fish, we decided to continue along, ran into some more people, talked to them as we're going. Sitting here talking to Justin, telling him, you know, what we're doing and everything. And of course, my co-angler goes, "Yeah, it looks like a good spot for largemouth." And I'm, you know, we caught 2 because there's back into trees and sticks and stuff. So I was like, yeah, okay, catch a largemouth right here.
This is, I feel like you can catch a nice largemouth over here too.
It does look like it, doesn't it? But caught what? 6-inch largemouth over here, that's it?
I've caught a couple actually. Hey, net?
Yeah. Come on, quit fighting so much.
He's a coal.
I think he is.
A coal and a half. Look at him.
So I caught that largemouth. It was probably a 3-ounce upgrade off my smallmouth. Once again, not getting into anything big. And that's the last one I have recorded. After this, we went back up to the one big flat area, fished around, caught 4 more largemouth. I think one of them ended up being a keeper that, well, they all were keepers that we caught. 4 more largemouth were all keepers that we caught. It's just they weren't any upgrade off the smallmouth we were getting. Everything was a cookie cutter 2-pound fish. If I have another pound, I win the tournament. If I lose a half a pound, I'm in last place. Maybe not. There's some people that didn't get limits, but that's how tight it was. So you just constantly had to run through fish. And they talk about consistency. I went in and I ended up catching 10-2 the second day, so a little bit less. If I would have had my first day's weight, I would have been in 4th with 11 pounds. But I was at 10-2, ended up complete consistency here, 12th place. So that was the tournament. I placed 12th both days. My co-angler first day placed like 13th, and the second day he placed, I think, 16th. So right in the middle, out of 38 boats, placed 12th. I felt all right about it. Wasn't enough to cut a check, but good points. And hopefully we got Ute coming up this next weekend, and I'll get into that. So far I have big bass there the past 3 years running. Hopefully I can make it 4 years running on that tournament, having big bass at Ute, but we'll see about that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's mainly fish catches and me rambling. If you want to see how to get better returns on your forward-facing sonar jigs, click here, and hope it'll help you out. Please like, comment, and subscribe.